First off, I hope you know this is a pentagon. Pentagon because it has 5 sides. Oh, 5 sides, that's n. And what we're given is, again, this height from the center dropped down. That's the apothem. It's 10. So really, again, when we're looking at the area formula, when we're looking at plugging everything in, right now we have the apothem. We don't have our side length yet. But we do have our number of sides. So what we're about to do over here is just filling in this part that we don't know yet. Let's do it. 360 divided by our number of sides, which is 5. Don't forget that the reason we're interested in this, cut it in half. The reason we're interested in this is because in most of these problems, we're going to need to use trig to do this and to solve for the other piece. And to use trig, well, we need an angle. So that's why we're setting up what we're setting up to solve for this angle. We know this is 10. That's the height. And so we're trying to solve for this piece. Since it's only a piece of the side, we're going to have to double it when we're done. Oh, I'm trying to find opposite, and I know adjacent. Opposite and adjacent, that's tangent of my angle. Equals, well, that's going to be opposite, which is x, over adjacent, which is 10. So then we multiply by 10 on both sides to get rid of the fraction. And we're going to get x to equal, this is 10 times the tangent of 36. Make sure, this is a common mistake I see, make sure when you put this in the calculator that you're using 10 tangent of 36. Don't put a division symbol in here. We didn't divide by anything to get this answer. So you should just put 10 tangent of 36 and get 7.625. Now to get our side length, we need to double it. So take that answer and multiply it by 2. When I did this in the calculator, I kept this exact number, not the rounded 7.625. I just took the answer and multiplied it by 2. That's why there's the 1 there that's rounded. That means this side length is 14.531. So then let's get a rounded answer. 363.275. Again, units squared for area. All right, that one should be pretty straightforward by now. It's pretty similar to the first couple that we did. One more example. All right, hopefully by now I don't need to walk through filling out this much. Hexagon's got 6 sides. Now, this one's different. We don't know either of these two things, the apothem or the side length. It's not a side length because it's not on one of the sides, and it's not the apothem. The apothem would be dropping down a height like this. This is my apothem. I don't know it. Okay, this is what's called the radius. And the reason it's called a radius is because if I drew a circle around this hexagon, then this length would be the radius of that circle. So it's called the radius. It is not the apothem. It is not the side length. That's the big thing you need to know. Double check, see if you can do the central angle. Answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Did you get 30? Hope you did. Now, this 4, because it's the radius, hopefully you see it's across from the right angle. So it is actually, let me put it over here so it makes more sense. That's where it makes more sense to be. I can put it in either place. But this is actually my hypotenuse, since it's across from my right angle. Again, you can use your knowledge of 30, 60, 90 triangles if you can. If you know your 30, 60, 90 patterns well, you can do this in about 5 seconds. I could write down, here's this one, here's this one. Done. Now let's say you didn't know that. So I'll do one of these with the trig just so that you can see it. So we know our hypotenuse and we don't know our opposite. We're trying to solve for the opposite. So that means we want the trig that has to do with opposite and hypotenuse. We know hypotenuse, don't know opposite. That's sine. Sine of 30 equals opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is x over hypotenuse is 4. So we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides. And if you put this in your calculator, then what you'll see is that you'll get exactly 2, which some of you might have been able to tell from your 30, 60, 90. This is the hypotenuse, so across from the 30 should be half of that, which is 2. Now, don't forget my side length is actually double that. 2 times 2, which is 4. So the side length here is 4. Exactly 4. And the apothem, well, you would use cosine to do this if you didn't know your 30, 60, 90 triangle. Either way, you should get 2 square root of 3. If you did solve with trig, the decimal for 2 square root of 3 is about 3.4641. So that's the decimal you should be getting if you did it with trig. You should have used cosine because this is your adjacent. So now all we have to do is plug our numbers into the formula. Again, the exact answer is 24 square root of 3, but I'll go ahead and give you the rounding. 41.569 units squared. So this one was different because it didn't give us the apothem or the side length. So if a problem tells you about the radius, that's what it's telling you about. And that means you got to solve for the side length and the apothem over here with our triangle skills. All right, that's all I have for you for now. Hopefully that helps in putting some more of these problems together. You're starting to see the pattern and the flow of how these problems go. Let me know if you have any questions. I will be in touch later on this week to go over some more things with you and to go over some homework problems together. All right, so take care and I'll talk to you soon.